everyone, this is Deepika Padukone and today you are getting ready with me for the 95th Oscars.
Hi everyone, this is Neha from NJ Beauty. Today you are getting ready with me for the tutorial. So let's get into it.
So I love starting my day with getting a workout in.
In her video, she is starting with the workout, which is a great way. I do it every single day. In fact, it is one of the first few things I do in the morning. It's one way to begin my day feeling energetic. It helps me to stay focused. Also, I end up eating right and don't fill up myself with junk if I am hungry between meals.
And follow that up with usually going into the steam or the sauna for a bit depending on what my body needs. After a hot shower,
So I like to shower with lukewarm water. Also, I leave some gap between my workout and shower.
this is usually what I like to do first. This is our Lotus Splash cleanser. I love starting with just cleansing.
So for this step, I prefer to use a gentle cleanser. Here I'm using Cetaphil cleanser, which is meant for sensitive skin. It is creamy in texture and quite easy on the skin. I rub it for approximately 60 seconds and then wash it off with plain lukewarm water.
And then I love icing my face.
Icing, this is one of my favorite skincare hacks. So ice has proven very beneficial for my skin in humidity. I use it once every night and I don't like doing this ice face dip. I feel it is very uncomfortable. There is a lot of waste like this and it isn't as beneficial as rubbing a full ice cube on my face.
Once I'm done with the icing, I get into moisturizing my skin. Today I feel like using the Ashwagandha Bounce.
For me, I will use my vitamin C serum first and then follow up with moisturizer. Today, I'll use a very small amount of this Bioma moisturizer I received as part of my Ipsy March bag. I don't need a lot, a pea-sized amount is enough for my face and neck. I really like how this product sits on my skin without causing me any breakouts in this humid weather.
Even though it's white in color, it leaves no white cast. Let me show you. There is no white cast.
Sunscreen. So here again, she's using sunscreen from her own range. This is a hybrid sunscreen, as you may call it. It has both chemical and physical sun filters along with the turmeric and ceramides. And with this kind of a mix where chemical sun filters are dominant, it is no big deal for a sunscreen to leave no white cast. All that said, I will be using today this chemical sunscreen from Umbrella. It does take some time to absorb into the skin, unlike hers. I take a good amount to cover my face and neck, although I feel she has taken very little amount considering it is a sunscreen. Now it's turn for makeup and hair. From now on, I have to closely observe, read between the lines, make sense of her pictures and see what all makeup she's wearing and see if I can achieve, if not the same, but something similar. Looking at her skin, it is looking very healthy. It is not looking as much glowy, but still it has some kind of dewiness, some kind of glow, but it's more matte. Before we do anything, I'm going to clean my hands so that I know I'm not putting any kind of dirt on my face when I'm doing my makeup. I saw this technique one of my favorite YouTubers doing to get subtle matte yet glowy finish, using an illuminizing primer as a base and then using a matte finish foundation on top, and that's what I'm going to do today. I haven't tried this technique. This is the first time I'm trying it, so we'll know if it works or no. Here I'm scraping a little bit of my Essence highlighter and going to mix in my regular hydrating primer. I'm doing this because I don't have an illuminizing primer, but I want that illuminizing base to test this new technique. Meanwhile, I just want to moisturize my lips because I feel they are dry. I'm using here Blistex DCT Lip Moisturizer. Here I'm using Under Eye Brightening Primer from Becca. This is a sample. I'm using this just to give some life to my under eyes and make my eyes appear brighter. For the next step, I'm using here Huda Beauty the Overachiever Concealer in the shade Peanut Butter. I'm using this as an under eye corrector rather than concealer. This shade is very close to my skin tone, so it excellently conceals my under eye darkness. I'll be using the same concealer on some other areas to conceal imperfections and hide hyperpigmentation, like around my lips, around nose and some other areas as well. Today I'm going to do a full coverage foundation. Considering what her skin looks like here in pictures, I'm going to make sure that my skin, all the flaws that I have are hidden, are concealed. So I'm going to mix here two foundations. One is Maybelline Superstay and the other one is L'Oreal Infallible Pro Matte. Both are full coverage long wear foundation. L'Oreal, however, is a matte finish and Maybelline doesn't specify what kind of finish it gives. I've used it many times in the past and I feel it is not very glowy kind of a coverage or a very matte. I would say it gives more like a neutral kind of a finish. I mixed the two foundations because one is too light and the other one is too warm. So mixing them in order to get, somewhat similar skin tone. For blending my foundation, I like to use a beauty sponge. It is dampened already and all the water squeezed out well like this. It helps blend my base makeup very well. Whatever is left, the mix from the first application, I'm going to use it, in the areas where I feel I need more coverage like under eyes, use the remaining product onto the eyelids and also on the neck. In between, I like to, look at myself up close and see if my foundation, my base makeup has blended well and there are no harsh lines. Also, I like to take it to my ears so it all looks like one. Just a tiny moment here to clean my lips as I don't like to see myself with that washed out look. Now I'm going to set my under eyes and some other areas on my face using CoverGirl Loose Setting Powder. The next step here is adding some kind of warmth to the face because my face is looking very flat right now. I'm going with the Hoola bronzer. Also, if you look at Deepika's pictures here, it is a very slight hint of bronzer contouring. It is not very strong. I'll be using the same product to contour my nose and contour my jawline as well and keeping it very light. I feel this brush is very dirty, so I need to clean it, but I instantly want to use it as well. So I'm going ahead and rubbing it off against a wet tissue paper, wet wipe, and once this is done, I'll rub it against a dry tissue paper, and like that it will be ready. So here now I'm going to add some more definition to my contour, although I will try not to go very hard and just keep it subtle. I'll take this to add slight contour to my hairline and also define my jawline. Now I'm going to use the same color for my eyes as well because if you see in her pictures, there is hardly any shadow. It looks like it's, almost kind of her skin tone. I'll start with the outer crease here to put back some shape in onto the flat eye base. I'll also take that same shade to the inner crease. So considering how my face structure is and especially how my nose is built and how my eyes are slightly deep set, doing so it helps to give some kind of a natural contour and also helps to elongate my nose. Now I'm taking the smudge brush and using the same palette, I'm going to do a light smudge just under my waterline. You see in her pictures there is a slight brown shadow just under her eyes. It is not very evident, but if you observe and look closely, you will see that. And now I'm going to intensify the same using a brown gel liner and using a flat brush here. Next, I'm going ahead with an orange shade and again smudging it just under the waterline just to intensify. And if you look at her pictures, it is slightly orange. Now I'm going to set all my base. I'm using Essence Makeup Setting Spray. I will let it sit for around, until it is like 70 to 80% dry. And once it is dry, like slightly dry, I'll go ahead with my damp beauty sponge and just dab all over it. Moving on with the blush, I'm going to keep it very subtle and simple. I'm not going to intensify as much because if you look at her pictures, it is it is barely visible. Time for the brows. I'm using here Essence Brow Powder in the shade Dark and Deep. Her eyebrows here look well shaped but lightly filled, so I'm going to follow the same. just adding a bit more color right at the front. Going back to the eyes, choosing a neutral shade, filling my lid just under the crease. And from the same palette, choosing a shimmery shade and highlighting my brow bone. Now coming to the most significant part of her look is the eyeliner. I'll first use a brown pencil to stencil it out so that when I use the black liner, I'm not making mistakes. And once I'm sure of the shape, I'll go ahead with a black liquid liner and fill it in. Moving on to the lashes, I suppose she is wearing falsies, but I'm in no mood to wear them, so I'll go ahead with a mascara that actually makes my lashes look longer and fuller. For the lips, I'm going to first outline my lips using a nude color. This one is from Luna Magic and it's like a nude pink. Then using the liquid matte color of the same shade, I'm going to fill it all in. I'll just open my hair and see. Okay, so she has a center parting. I'm going to create the same. It's not going all the way. And then she has, something going on like this. I'm going to use some dry shampoo to create that kind of a, textured look in her hair. I'm not going to touch my hair over here, but I'm just going to do it here. Now what I'm going to do is, with the help of a comb, I'm just going to back comb a little using a white tooth combed, and I'll just take this section. It doesn't really look very like a neat bun, although it is also a possibility that she might have something, some kind of an artificial puff inside her hair, underneath her hair, which is also making her hair look so voluminous in that region. They put it for me in my wedding. I liked it. And now I'm just going to leave this texture, going to tie my hair like so. I'll need some pins to just secure this thing so it stays like that. I'll just adjust my bun in a better way and we'll be back with a dress. I don't have anything which looks close to what she's wearing, but yeah, maybe a black dress can do. So I'll quickly change and be back. So that's how I tried to recreate her look. Let me know what you feel about this in the comment section, and I will see you all in my next video. Until then, stay tuned, stay beautiful.